All right, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. All right, thank you so much for joining our today's Bhagavad Gita discussion. Today, the date is on 8th February 2024, Thursday. So, on this auspicious day, we all gathered here to discuss on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, okay, the universal form. And today, we're going to cover text 54, very interesting text. Because this is a very important instruction Krishna will be giving Arjuna. At the same time, we also would like to extend our prayer to Prakash, Bhakta Prakash Prabhu from Batugaja. He's not really feeling well. And secondly, also to this the chairman of ISKCON Ipoh, His Grace Parabrahma Prabhu. He's admitted in the hospital. So also not so good. So we all discuss our Bhagavad Gita. Then later, what we do, we will just chant maybe one round and dedicate to them. All right. So before we start, so as usual, let's do a Mangala Charan. Without the mercy of spiritual master, without the mercy of Krishna, we can't even move our eyelids. Right? We can't even move our eyelids. We can't even move our limbs. All right, because all the energy of Krishna is invested here through Mahamaya, and through her that we are moving about, we are talking, we are doing all these things. All right, but the most important thing is the most important is the ultimate mercy is the mercy of to get that actual mercy of Krishna, the spiritual mercy. And this mercy, Krishna doesn't directly come and give it to you. All right. He still gives us our minute independence, so we can still choose to remain here, to enjoy, to pass through. We have 5 senses. Which senses you like the most? You go to that particular species of life. Okay. So, according to our desire, we will get that particular kind of body. Okay. If we have a desire to see things, we want to enjoy our eyes. All right. We will get a species that you enjoy seeing it. If you like to smell, sniff, we like to eat. So whatever senses that you have, we have 5 senses. And according to the 5 senses, there are certain species that maximize these 10 senses. All right. So we will get that. But ultimately, what we're supposed to do here is we have to give up all our sense gratification. So giving up sense gratification is something which is not possible, because this is an energy. Energy can never be destroyed, right? We all study in science or physics and all this, that the energy can never be destroyed. It can be transferred, it can be manipulated, but it cannot be destroyed. At the same time, compressing energy is very dangerous. The more you compress the energy, eventually it'll explode, right? Sometimes we see that people would like to suddenly just make a decision not to quit smoking, drinking, all right? They call cold turkey method. Cold turkey means suddenly they just decide, they just stop. Until one day they cannot tahan, when there's like a relapse, when the thing relapse, they overdo it, overindulge. A man would just drink 1 can of beer, end up he can drink 1 crate of beer. So it cannot be cannot be controlled. Okay. So what we should do is we should purify. The method that we are practicing is Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means whatever things that we have, we just use it for Krishna. Example, okay, that's a Yukta Vairagya, but what Krishna suggests is use your senses. Eyes, look at Krishna. Nose, smell the flower offered to Krishna. The ear, listen to this, what they call, the Krishna Katha. The tongue, taste Krishna Prashadam. Right? So like that, we are engaging all our senses. But who's guiding this? How do we know? All right. All this is possible after scrutinizingly all the acharyas have gone through the Vedas, Vedic Sastras, study, and they came out with this principle, and they teach us according to the Guru Parampara. So without the mercy of Guru, Krishna, without the mercy of Guru, it's not possible for us to even think we can never go near Krishna. So the Guru is not, especially a Vaishnava Guru, is not someone who sits in the forest or in the monastery minding his own business. They don't do that. We have seen in history, right? When we look at Ramanujacharya, when we look at Raghavendra, when we look at all these acharyas, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, and all our Guru spiritual masters, they have one thing in common. They do not comfortably sit in one monastery and meditate. They don't have selfishness. That means they don't have a selfish sense gratification that says that I am already found that secret and I'm just enjoying my life. I just maintain myself in this way. I can go back home, back to glory. They don't do that. They sacrifice their life. See, being an acharya, especially being this acharya, they adopt a very orthodox way of life. They have very strict rules and regulation, right? They do not associate with worldly men people. They don't simply eat from anybody. For them, there's a lot of limitation because they just don't want to engage any of their sense gratification. And they are very strict in their sadhana, the food and everything. But they give up all this and they go and they live among the common people. Sometimes the common people also take them for granted, right? Just another holy man. So, like in Malay, we call Mencemar Duli. You know, when the Sultan leaves the palace and go out, they call Mencemar Duli. That means his Duli is Suradi Chamar, polluted, something like that. So like that, Mencemar Bhakti. So all these holy people, all these acharyas, they sacrificed their life, took a big risk to go out, and they went and searched among the rubbles, among the rubbish. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that you know that the landfill, the place where they throw all that rubbish, you know, the landfill, the place where they throw all the rubbish and all these things. How dirty is that place? Even sometimes when we see that Devan Bandaraya truck, okay, Devan Bandaraya trucks passes by, also we can't stand the smell. When something oozing from the truck also is so smelly, we can't take it. And imagine, where do they throw all that rubbish? There's a dump, they call it a landfill. They go and throw the rubbish in one side. Even you can smell it, so smelly, stinking miles away. But these great acharyas actually go to that kind of area, start to dig and try to find, is there any soul willing to listen to my message? So they have left Mencemar Duli. That means they left Vrindavan. They went all the way to the most notorious part, America. And from there, they spread all over the world, travel to every town and city, go through all this kind of landfill, dustbin, nasty, dirty, smelly place, just to find, is there anyone willing to listen to my Bhagavad Gita? So without their mercy, we might not be sitting here and discussing this Bhagavad Gita, right? So with that, we officially, what we do, we first of all, we offer our gratitude to our spiritual master, to the previous Acharya, to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Sri Radha and Krishna, and the associates like the Gopis and the Gopals. All right. So let's close our eyes and just imagine that we have Srila Prabhupada right in front of us. We are offering a beautiful garland of flower and beautiful garland, flowers or garland. All right. We are just offering at the lotus feet. At the same time, we also seek their blessings, seek their mercy, and pray to the lotus feet of all our acharyas. If they desire so, we pray to them that we have our two devotees here, Prakash Prabhu from Bhakta Prakash from Batugaja, and also Parabrahma Prabhu. Now he's admitted in Johor Bahru. That if they desire, let them regain their health and let them have the faith to carry on, and let them practice bhakti with all hearted, because it's very rare to get a human body. At the same time, it's very rare to get bhakti in this human body. All right, and of course, these two individuals, of course, Parabrahma Prabhu has been chairman for Ipoh, and of course, then Prakash is upcoming. So we pray that Lord Krishna bless them with good health so that they can practice bhakti and eventually make this life as their final. All right. So let's offer obeisances. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance with the torchlight of knowledge. Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. When will Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission of to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Gutta Padakamram Sri Gurun Vaishnavcha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saha Gana Lalita Sri Vishakan Viramcha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and of all other preceptors on the path of devotional service. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all Vaishnavas and unto 6 Goswamis, including Sri Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and the associates. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all his devotees headed Sri Srivas Thakur. I then offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis headed by Lalita and Visakha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutali Srimati Jayapataka Swamiti Namini Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakada Damataya Nagaragramatarini. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutali Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavari Pasachari Starini. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutali Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namini Shri Varshabana Vide Vidayitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dina Tarini Rupanuga Viruda Pasidanta Dvanta Harini Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambra Sambodhe Padambuja Yate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupai Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Vir Bhava Bhume Stam Nidasa Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatha Yate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhyevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Chaitanya Namne Garutu Se Namaha Panchatatmatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Vadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jayatam Suratau Pangur Mama Manda Matir Gati Mat Sarvasva Padam Boja Radha Madana Mohanau Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Nagara Singhasanastau Srimad Radha Srila Govida Devo Prashtalibi Sevi Manosmarami Sriman Rasa Sriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsivata Tata Sita Karshan Venusvanir Gopir Gopinata Yesri Estuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nasta Presu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavad Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhagavati Naisti Ki Hari Om Tat Sat. Give me a second. Okay, Hare Krishna. So today, we are continuing our discussion on this universal form, chapter 11. Very interesting. So we are coming to just recap. So Arjuna wanted to see the form of Virat Rupa, all right, the universal form, and Krishna showed that universal form. And of course, he showed the universal form by giving Arjuna the transcendental eyes. All right. Only with that eyes he could see, because as you know that the eyes, the universal form is very effulgent, as big as 10,000 suns arise at the same time. And it's very bright. And of course, with ordinary eyes, it's not possible. So Krishna gave Arjuna the transcendental eyes for him to see. In that form, Arjuna saw the past, the present, and also the future. All right. So the present that he saw, that all the people, especially all the Kauravas and the Pandavas, the entire people, all were rushing into the mouth of Krishna and got killed. Right. And in the future, he saw in the future, that means what you have seen. You have seen this Harinam Sankirtan. You should have seen Prabhupada and everything. Just give me a second. I just go take a cough picture. Just give me a moment. All right. Suddenly I've been. So anyway, so you have seen the past, the present, and also the future. Then after seeing all these things, then after that, he start to see all his faces, his eyes, with thousands of faces, and Arjuna got scared. Right? He got worried. After he got worried, he told Krishna, "Come on, please come back to your original form." No, I can't see this. No, like 49, I've been perturbed, bewildered to see this kind of ghastly form. And I can't see that form further. Oh, Krishna, please come back to your original form. Then he came back to the original form. Then after that, he told, then Krishna said that this form, Prabhupada will explain that this form is actually a material form, is meant for atheistic class of people who do not accept. That means to boost confidence in this atheistic class of people. At the same time, of course, also to identify the bogus gurus. Okay, if you know anyone who call themselves as avatar, call themselves as God, you can just humbly go and ask them, "My dear avatar, can you just show me a universal form?" Right? So all these things. Right? So, so when Arjuna saw the Krishna in original form, he said, "Oh, Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful. I'm now composed in mind, and I'm restored in my original nature." So now Arjuna is already come down. And 52, he said, the Supreme Person, got to say, "My dear Arjuna, this form of mine, now you're seeing, right? Now you're seeing it's very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear." That means to see the form of Krishna is very rare. You know, it's very dear. Okay. Now we're going to do 53. All right. Did we do 53? Ah, yeah, we did 53 already. So in 53, we understood that in the form that you're seeing is transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas. That means, in other words, last week we discussed, Krishna is saying that Krishna cannot be understood. Okay, that means the form that you are seeing, how? With your transcendental eyes. So we have transcendental eyes. So he said cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas. So when we study the Vedas, it cannot be understood. Nor by undergoing serious penance. Nor by charity, nor by worship. You do a lot of charity, you do a lot of fantastic deity worship, also cannot. It is not by these means, Krishna is saying, it's not by these means that one can see me as I am. You all follow me? So Krishna is saying, if you want to understand me, if you want to see this thing, it's not by simply like some people. Oh, I love to study, like a scholarly. They study Vedas in and out. They do not have that. Krishna says, no, that's not the way. Some people go some serious penance, Mauna Vridam, or they do for like Bhishma Panchaka, or they do this severe austerity. They don't eat. Okay, they during the cold weather, they go immerse in the water, submerge in the water. During the hot season, they put the fire around them. So they do all these kind of serious penance. No, they also don't qualify. Oh, some people love to do a lot of charity, right? They give tons of money and charity away. They also know. And no by worship, like deity worship. Do all fantastic worship. Maybe you can make a dress out of gold and diamond studded and offer to Krishna. Also no. So why Krishna says it is not by these means. That means we have to understand it is not now by these means that one can see me as I am. This is not the way that you can see me as I am. So now, then what? So now this is going to be very important verse, right? Now let's go through this. 11:54. Bhaktya. Okay, Bhaktya. So we pull the raga. Bhaktya. Then TV, right? So we got two. No, so we're just going to combine this word. Tavananyaya, Bhaktya, Tavananyaya. Then this is Sha, shampoo. Shakya, not Shakya. Shakya, Bhaktya, Tavananyaya, Shakya. Aham. Aham. E. E means we pull the raga. E and O. A, E, I, O. E and O, we pull the raga. So, Evang. M. M with a dot. Say it from the nose. Aham. Evang. Viddo. Viddo. So, Viddo. Viddo. All right. Now you see apostrophe. Apostrophe Arjuna. So, apostrophe means what we do? We combine this O and A there. So, Vidorjuna, Aham Evang Vidorjuna, Nya. Okay, JN. JN means what? Nya. Nya. Not Jna. Nya. Okay, not Jna. Nya. So, Nyatung. So, Nyatung. S at the dot. So, Sha. So, Drashtung. Cha. So, now we Tat. Tat. Then Tvena. Tat Tvena. So Tatvena Pravishtum. Okay, I should do to Sha. So Pravishtum Cha Parantapa. All right, let's do. Please mute. Who's that?
Sorry.
Bhaktyatvananyaya Shakya. Bhaktyaatvananya Shakya. Ahang Evang Vidorjuna. Jnatum drashtum cha tatvena. Pravishtum cha parantapa. Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya. Aham evam vidorjuna Jnatum drashtum cha tatvena Praveshtum cha parantapa Bhaktya shakya aham ve evam vidorjuna Jnatum drashtum cha tatvena Praveshtum cha parantapa. Okay, you want to try?
Can I try, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Bhaktya to ananya sakya aham evam vido arjuna jnatum drastum cha tatvena pravestum cha parantapa.
Nice, nice. Next.
Can I read that, Prabhu?
Yes, yes.
Krishna Hari Bol. Pakyaya ajnaya sakya aham evam vidyarjuna natam drastarpum cha tatvena pravestilum cha paranam tapa
Parantapa.
parantapa.
Very good. Next.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Come on, next two.
Bhaktya tu ananya sakya aham eva vidorujuna janatum drastam cha tatvena pravistam cha parantapa.
Very good. Very nice. Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'll try.
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
Bhaktya tvananya shakya aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa.
Very good. Nice. One more person. Charana Lakshmi Mataji. Very senior devotee. Charana Lakshmi Mataji? No. Anybody else? Saras Mataji? That's all. User. Arsi Mataji, have you done? Okay. Bhaktya tvananya shakya aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha paran. Why suddenly this cough? Bhaktya. By devotional service. Two, but Ananyaya, without being mixed with fruitive activities or speculative knowledge. Okay, this is very important. Huh? Ananyaya means without being mixed with fruitive activities or speculative knowledge. Shakya, possible. Aham, I. Evam viddaha, like this. Arjuna, oh Arjuna. Jnatum, to know. Drashtum, to see. Cha, and tatvena, in fact. Praveshtam, to enter into. Cha, also. Parantapa, O subduer of the enemy. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you. This is very, very, very important. Okay. Let me highlight. So you say, my dear Arjuna, only, okay, what? Only of what? Undivided devotional service. Undivided devotional service. Okay. Can I be understood as I am? That means to know Krishna in his original form as he is only by undivided devotional service. And which Krishna is this? He's referring to the one standing before you. That means the Krishna that's standing right in front of Arjuna. Okay. And can thus be seen directly. Through that, you can see him directly. And after that, Krishna says it But he said, only by this way one can enter into the mysteries of my understanding. So only in this way you can enter into the mysteries of my understanding. To understand Krishna, it is something which is very vast. Initially, when I joined, I thought, I think I know him better already. I think I know Krishna well. I think I know, but actually it's not. Okay. When I start to read these some books by Acharyas, like Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, even the books by Bilva Mangala Thakur, Sri Raya Ramananda. So all this kind of thing like Chaitanya Charitamrita. You can just go in and in and in until there's even your brain, even your intelligence can be overwhelmed. Right? So how deep, how dear that we can understand, how detailed we can understand Krishna. So Krishna says very clearly and very, very straightforward. Okay, let's look at it. So he says, that means he says that only by undivided devotional service. Undivided devotional service is what? That means you do devotional service without expecting anything in return. I am doing this devotional service so I can get name and fame, so that people can call me a pure devotee. People can call me an advanced devotee. So people can call me no, not that. Undivided, without expecting anything. All right. So that's the only way that we can understand the mystery of Krishna. Okay. Now let's go to this. Okay. Okay. Krishna can be understood only by process of undivided devotional service. Okay. He explicitly explains. Okay, he clearly explains this in this verse so that unauthorized commentator who try to understand Bhagavad Gita by speculative process will know that they are simply wasting their time. Okay, they are simply wasting their time. There is unauthorized people. They're trying to understand Bhagavad Gita by this education and all this, they're wasting your time. No one can understand Krishna or how he came from parents in four-handed form. That means no one can understand Krishna how he came from parents in the four-handed form. They cannot understand how he came out from the parents in four-handed form and at once changed himself into two-handed forms. Okay, see, like for instance, now people usually ask, why you celebrating two Janmashtami? All right, why the North Indians celebrate on a different day and you ISKCON people celebrate on a different day? Right, the whole world celebrates, especially in India, they celebrate the first day, and we in ISKCON Gaudiya Sampradaya will celebrate the next day. Why? They celebrate the day that Krishna comes in the four-handed form in front of Devaki and say, do not worry, I'll be born as your son now. So for them, that is that festival that Krishna was appeared one day before. So that's why everybody celebrates that on that day. But what we celebrate the actual day that Krishna was born in the two-handed baby form. All right, so that's the difference. Now, these things are very difficult to understand by studying the Vedas or by philosophical speculation. Therefore, it is clearly stated here that no one can see him or enter into understanding of this matter. Those who, however, very experienced students of the Vedic literature, those who, however, are very experienced students of Vedic literature can learn about from him the Vedic literature in so many ways. There are so many rules and regulations. And if one at all wants to understand Krishna, he must follow the regularity principle described in the authoritative literature. All right. one can perform penance according to those principles. For example, to undergo serious penance, one may observe fasting. That means, example, to go under, if those people like to go penance, they like to do austerity. So what they say, they can observe fasting on Janmashtami. All right, the day Krishna was happy, or on the Ekadasi day. All right, you can fast on Ekadasi day. Okay, as far as charity is concerned, okay, what we can do, it to be given to the devotees of Krishna who engage in devotional service. All right, to spread the Krishna philosophy. That means, I think we have done this last week. Anyway, no harm talking about it again. So,
Yes, actually we finished the whole chapter.
we finished chapter 11.
Yes, no, actually 54, the text we finished all.
Oh, we finished 54 already.
54 finished, but that's why I thought most of them didn't come. That's why I thought just carry on.
Oh, no, because I was thinking 55. I missed the thing.
Oh, we supposed to do 55 today.
55. Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. Why didn't tell me
No,
earlier?
no, because I was quite busy with something else. That's why I just came.
Okay. Never mind. Those who want to read this, you can see it in YouTube. We have already
done.
shared this thing in YouTube. Okay, we go straight to the next verse. That's why I was thinking, hey, this one I think we have spoke about it. Right.
Done.
Okay, never mind. Today is 55 actually. So sorry for that. 55 also is another very, very important verse. Okay, and this is the last verse of chapter 11. Okay.
Yeah.
Mat karma krin mat paramo. Mat bhakta sangha varjitaha. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu. Yasa mam eti pandava. Mat karma krin mat paramo. Mat bhakta sangha varjita. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu. Yasa mam eti pandava. Okay, let's see. Finally, what Krishna says in this verse. Mat karma krit. Engage in doing my work. Mat parama, considering me the supreme. Okay. Mat bhakta, engage in my devotional service. Sangha varjita, freed from contamination of fruitive activities and mental speculation. Nirvaira, without an enemy. Sarva bhutesu, among all living entities. Ya, one who, sa, he, mam, unto me. Eti comes Pandava, the son of Pandu. Okay, let's look at the translation. Krishna says here, my dear Arjuna, though he who engages in what? In my pure devotional service, at the same time, free from contamination. And what contamination? From fruitive activities. Okay, contamination of fruitive activities, and at the same time, mental speculation. He who works for me, he who makes me the supreme goal of life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly come to me. All right? Can you see? It's a fantastic verse. Okay, that means he says, my dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service. What is pure devotional service? Pure devotional service which is not motivated, right? Is it cleaning bathroom is a pure devotional service? Is it mopping the floor is pure devotional service? Is it cooking? Yes. All this pure. So the pure devotional service means what? Krishna is explaining here very clearly. Any service that you do for Krishna, it has to be free from contamination of fruitive activities. Then without expecting any result. It should be okay, fruitive activities. At the same time, mental speculation. Right? We have mental speculation. Example, we speculate. We know I think I know Krishna better. I think my grandmother told Krishna is like this. But why your Vedas? So something like that. So speculation, free from all this. At the same time, who works for me, who works for Krishna. That means when you engage in Krishna service, works for him. Right? At the same time, works for him is like preach for him and everything. And at the same time, make him as a supreme goal. All for us, the supreme goal is to go back home, back to Godhead. Our supreme goal is Krishna. Okay? At the same time, those who are friendly to every living being. All right? So friendly to every living being means in every living being, every living entity. Okay? At the same, just now we saw the translation. Those who don't even have enemies. They don't have any kind of enmity. Right? When the enmity will come, when we start to identify ourselves with body. Example, suddenly someone call you cling. We get very angry. How dare you to call me cling? Oh, how dare you to kill? Can you call it? Because we are identifying ourselves as a Indian, it's a body. Right? So if we can come to the level, that is that our benchmark. That's when we can do our test. When are we advancing? We are advancing when we do not get agitated. When anyone comes and agitates you. Right? So in that level, we know that we are positively growing in bhakti. Okay? And Krishna says, these are the people certainly comes to me. Right? Okay. So anyone want to approach the Supreme of all personalities of Godhead, Supreme of all the personalities of Godhead, on the Krishna Loka planet, in the spiritual sky. So Prabhupada is coming straight to the point. So he's not talking about going to Vaikuntha planet. He's talking about the ultimate Krishna Loka, the spiritual sky. And be intimately connected with Krishna. And those who want to be intimately connected, that means you intimate connected with Krishna, must take this formula as stated by the Supreme Lord. Right? Those who have a Bhagavad Gita with you, I suggest you open the book and highlight or underline this verse, this statement. Or if you have a camera, take a photo of this snapshot. So what he says, anyone, that means Prabhupada says anyone means it's no qualification. Whether you're a Chinese, Indian, whether you're high class or low class, doesn't matter. Anyone who wants to approach the supreme of all, the supreme of what? Of all the personalities. So that means there are so many personalities. Like Ramachandra, what they call Ayagriva, Narasimha. Right? Like that, there are so many personalities. But when one wants to approach the supreme of all these personalities, who's that? That is Krishna on the Krishna Loka planet, the supreme planet, or in the spiritual sky. And be intimately connected. At the same time, connect to Krishna intimately as his lover. Maybe you can be the gopis, Gopal's friend, whoever it is. Okay? With the supreme personality, Krishna must take this formula as stated by the Supreme. Must take this formula. Okay? Therefore, this verse is considered to be the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Please mark this thing. Please highlight. This verse can consider the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Right? The essence. The Bhagavad Gita is a book. Okay, now Prabhupada, the Bhagavad Gita is a book directed to the conditioned soul. Right? The Bhagavad Gita is a book which is directed to the conditioned soul who is the condition engaged in material world. All right. So that means we understand. All right. Okay. Before that, with the purpose of lording over the nature. Okay. Who do not know the real spiritual life. Okay. Everyone following me on this?
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhu.
That means you see what we see from here. That means Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Bhagavad Gita is directed. Okay, Bhagavad Gita is directed to who? To the conditioned soul. Okay, is directed to the conditioned soul. And who's the conditioned soul? The one who engage in material work. That means these people who are so busy making money, enjoying life, educating the children, having this thing, all these kind of things. Engage in material work. For what? So that the purpose of lauding. That means they want to control. Why are we educating our children? Why? Oh, I want you to study, so one day you'll be very successful. What does success means? Success means is one thing of earning a lot of money. Secondly is to be in control. So one day I hope my son will be a big businessman. That means what? He become a CEO or president. So he wants to control over the company. That means the name and fame. If a person was successful, they are somehow or other become Lord, the controller. Okay? Purpose of lording over what? Over nature. At the same time, who do not know the real spiritual life. The one who really doesn't know what is spiritual life is all about. That is why we are always engaged. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita at the end, 18, or the final verse, I say, those who speak about this, those who keep this, speak about this, read and talk about this, they are very, very dear to me. Because the direction of Bhagavad Gita, that's why Prabhupada says, you want to please me, distribute my books. And especially when we distribute Bhagavad Gita, it pleases our spiritual master, pleases Prabhupada, pleases the entire parampara. Why? Because Bhagavad Gita is a very important book. Every conditioned soul who are hallucinating, thinking that the life is as it is, who thinks that nothing will happen to me, that death will never come to me. I work day and night so that I can make lots of money, so that I want to be the Lord, I want to control. For these kind of people to open the eyes, who do not know the real meaning of spiritual life, when this Bhagavad Gita goes to them, it awakens them. And when this Bhagavad Gita goes to them, when they are awakened, the entire parampara is saved. And that is why the parampara, the Krishna, everyone so happy, so they'll be very pleased with you. And of course, all the devotees here are all at experience distributing books, right? You all have distributed so many books, right? Especially, I think Meera is here. Right? Meera is not here. Ah, Meera is here, right?
I'm here.
Okay. Meera is my cousin sister. She personally have distributed, I think, more than 20 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam, and I don't know, more than 50 to 100 sets of Bhagavad Gita. You understand? And of course, every devotee here, all have distributed. Like the day Saras Mataji, daughter-in-law, bought 3 sets of Bhagavad Gita during Thaipusam. So that's why we are saying, why we are emphasizing on Bhagavad Gita? Because this is meant for this kind of people. Okay, for what? Okay, so what's the big deal about that? Okay, now let's see. Okay, in Bhagavad Gita is meant, okay, that means in Bhagavad Gita is meant to show how. It's a show how one can understand. Understand what? He is, all right, understand his spiritual existence. This is the place where he can understand. So Bhagavad Gita is a book of self-realization, his spiritual existence and his eternal relationship with the Supreme Spiritual Personality. All right. And to teach on how, at the same time, Bhagavad Gita also teaches how one can go back home, back to Godhead. That's very important. Now here is the verse which clearly explains the process by which one can attain success in his spiritual activity. That means can attain success in spiritual activity. And what is the success in spiritual activity? Not by singing Devaram very nicely. Not by this thing. It is a spiritual activity means the real spiritual success in spiritual activity when you can engage yourself in devotional service. You all understand this? This first paragraph basically explains everything. Any questions? So far, so good?
Yes, Prabhu.
Great. Now, let's go to the next paragraph. So as far as work is concerned, one should transfer his energy. All right, just now I was talking about that. As far as work is concerned, one should transfer his energy entirely to Krishna conscious activity. As stated in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1, chapter 1, text 2, verse 255. All right, let's see this. Anashaktasya vishayan yatarham upayunjata nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairakyam uchyate. Yukta vairakyam. Engage everything for Krishna. Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe. Krishna sambandham. All right. No work should be done. That means Krishna, I mean, it's mentioned here. No work should be done. No work should be done. Done by any man except in relationship with Krishna. So what Rupa Goswami explains here, Anashaktasya Vishayan. That means there's no work should be done without any relationship to Krishna. This is called Krishna Karma. This is called Krishna Karma. One may engage in various activities. Yes, you may engage in so many activities. But one should not be attached. One should not be attached to the result of his work. Right? So sometimes when we see, when we do our things, we just do it. But we shouldn't like attach. We don't expect the result. We just do our job as a matter of duty. I heard there's one guy, Desai. I think his name is Desai. He's one of the top guy in one of the MLM business. He's an Indian, migrated to America. And the word that I can never forget what he have said. He said, you do your job and don't expect any result. That's the most absurd thing I've ever heard. Can you imagine? A guy born in India, brought up in a Desai, that means it's a Brahminical family from Gujarati, and he can make such a foolish statement. He said that's the most absurd thing he has ever heard. And he spoke there in front of thousands of people in one of the recognition rally. And God knows what happened. I don't know, because I heard it long time ago. So these are the things. These are the things when people do not understand Bhagavad Gita. Right? Like few days ago, I think yesterday or before that, Krishna, I mean, someone shared with me that Rajinikanth spoke about Bhagavad Gita in his some movie gathering or something like that. No, there's so many A.R. Raman all sitting there. He's telling, oh, in Bhagavad Gita, they have Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, this Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, all these things we have. Right? This is the Supreme Consciousness is talking to the conscious. So Paramatma is talking to the Jivatma. So they are what Rajini is trying to say. He is not identifying directly the Krishna as the Supreme Personality individual and Arjuna is the Supreme and also as an individual. He is how the Supreme Consciousness is talking to consciousness. Or Paramatma talking to Jiva. So these are the things. So, these are the things that sometimes we hear from these kind of people. So, so why am I talking this? Anyway, okay. Anyway, so one should not be attached to the result. So the Desai story, right? He's telling this the most absurd thing in it. But today they found out that's the way of peace of mind. Every honorable person, those men who has honor, they always speak about this. I just do my job. Right? Even sometimes when you watch some reality show, American reality show, right? Some guy will be doing this. Well, I'm just doing my job. I just did my duty. I just perform my duty. I don't expect anything. Oh, when you're trying to save that person, that place is so dangerous. How could he jump into the water? I just did my duty. And he's so proud of it. So that's the pride of an honorable person. That means just do the job. But of course, because of this, like those days, we remember, right? Your grandfather, your father, your grandfather, all this thing. They just don't even want to give up their job and go and try out something else. Even outside things more lucrative. No, this is my job. And he remained in that job with full pride until their last breath. Right? Like I've seen a person who are formerly a British soldier, then turned into this Malaysian. Until the final breath, he was so proud to be a soldier. I mean, even though he had nothing, I think his pension also nothing, but he's so proud. So that's the thing. So one should not be attached to the result of his work. The result should be done only for him. So what Krishna is saying here, Prabhupada is saying here, the result we should just offer to him. Well, Krishna, I've done my job. The others, you look into it. So we have to offer the result to him. For example, one may engage in business. Okay, Prabhupada is giving an example, engage in business. But to transform the activity into Krishna consciousness, one has to do business for Krishna. If Krishna is a proprietor of the business, then Krishna should enjoy the profit of the business. All right? What says? This is quite common, especially among these Chettiars and also the Gujaratis. All right? The Chettiars will do, there's a Kanaka, they call Pudu Kanaka. They make a new Kanaka. And usually they do on Thai Masam, Thai only. And when the Gujaratis will do it on Diwali day, they open a new book. All right, they open a new ledger book. They call parrot book. Okay, ledger book. So in that book, front they'll draw the swastika. They do all the marking. They go and pray they go and offer the book to the Lord. They bring back. The first thing they write, okay, in the name of God, the prophet. So he will write Murugan Patti or Krishna Patti. That means your share. That means say they write 1,000. And after that, they pray, especially to Tirupati and all this. They pray, look here, my Lord, you take 10 or 20% share. I'm an 80% shareholder, but you are a 20% shareholder. Make sure you give me profit. So end of the year, what they do? Whatever profit they get, the 20% they go and put it in the Tirupati Undil. Right? So it's like that. I think we should ask Regina Mataji. Regina Mataji, are you there? Regina is not here. Regina is not there because she's a Gujarati. I think their family is doing this carpet and all this business. Anyway, so Krishna is so now what you say, Krishna is a proprietor of the business, then Krishna should enjoy the profit of the business. If a businessman in the possession of thousands of dollars and he has to offer all this to Krishna, he can do it. This is work for Krishna. This is what it means by work for Krishna. What happens if you are a businessman, you offer all your money to Krishna? Okay, don't talk about business. Even like you are working. Okay, end of the month, you're earning some income or pension or whatever. You take the entire money and offer to Krishna. What will happen? Definitely and naturally, you won't use that money for enjoyment. Right? I feel like going to KFC. Oh no, this money is prashadam. I offer to Krishna already. I cannot. So that's the thing. All right. So instead of constructing big building of his sense gratification, he can construct nice temple for Krishna. And he can install the deity of Krishna and arrange for the deity's service. Okay, who's the example? Big building for sense gratification. He can construct nice temple for Krishna. And he can install deity of Krishna and arrange deity service. Example, Birla. I think the Birla built, Birla temple, right? Tata temple or Birla temple. A beautiful Krishna temple they built. So that's one example. So that is how that the Indian cultured, what they call, businessmen will engage themselves. All right. So work for Krishna, install contract, okay. He can install, okay. As is outlined by the authorized books of devotional service. Okay. So, so all these are called Krishna karma. Okay. Then one should not attach to the result of his work. If you are the person who are not attached to the result of your work, and you do your work with full commitment because you know for doing for Krishna, in a working psychology, that's the best way to motivate. I mean, that's the best way to improve your output. I know I'm doing my job because this is the service for Krishna, and I don't expect any result, but I'll do the best. It's not like, oh, I don't expect any result, so I don't just like that up attitude. I just do as I like, not that way, right? So that's okay. But the result should be offered to Krishna, and one should accept prasadam as remnants of offering to Krishna. Example like food. So not only food, anything remnants from Krishna, we take it as this thing. Example, we take the money offered to Krishna, we take the remnants, we take the prasadam as money. Right? Prasadam is not only food. Right? Like for instance, when we buy a car, we offer to Krishna first. So the car will become prasadam. Okay, so it's remnants of offering of Krishna, right? If one construct a very big building for Krishna and install a deity of Krishna, one is not prohibited from living there. Okay, he's not stopped from living there, but it is understood that the proprietor of the building is Krishna. Example, he built a big temple, big house, and he installed Krishna there. He still can live there, but he must always understand this is not my house, this is Krishna's house. Okay, that is called Krishna consciousness. If, however, one is not able to construct temple for Krishna, one can engage himself in cleansing the temple of Krishna. That is also Krishna karma, even cleaning. One can cultivate a garden. If you have a temple, if any nearby temple, maybe you can just buy some flowers or whatever, just cultivate a garden. Anyone who has land in India, at least any poor man has a certain amount of land, can utilize that for Krishna by growing flowers for him. One can sow tulasi plants. Okay, because tulasi leaves are very important, and Krishna has recommended this in Bhagavad Gita. Even when you cultivate a tulasi plant. I remember, when was it? I think in India, I saw in India or where a person, her full-time job, I mean, her service is she buys all the polybag, the black bag. She cultivated so many, what they call, tulasi. And once the tulasi sprout and start to stay, her job is to go and give to devotees. You donate tulasi plants to devotees. Was it here or in India? I remember seeing somewhere. So if you think that that service suits you, you also can do that. Right? You can go to any house, any Indian house, you just knock on the door. Why aren't you keeping tulasi? No, why not you start to worship tulasi? You just cannot. Because I've taken a vow, I donate tulasi to you. Can you accept tulasi from me on this good day? Especially on Ekadasi day, I would like to give this tulasi to you. Do you have a pot? Just go there and just plant a tulasi for them. And there's also a good opportunity for you to preach to them. Right? So that's also a very good thing. Okay. Patram pushpam palam toyam. Krishna desires that one who offers him either leaf, flower, or fruit, or a little water, and by such offering is satisfied. This leaf especially refers to tulasi. So now, so one can sow tulasi and pour water on the tulasi. Thus, even the poorest man can engage in service of Krishna. Even the poorest man. These are some examples of how one can engage in working for Krishna. All right. Any questions so far? It's such a long purport. The word mat parama. Right. So the next verse, I mean the next, what do you call, paragraph, we continue next week. Okay, because this one, the following paragraph, we can go on talking. It's very intense. So I don't want to rush. At the same time, I'm also coughing. So I don't want the cough to like disturb my concentration. All right. So far, is there any question? So next week we will do this. This verse. I mean, we go through this what they call paragraph. Okay. Any
So,
questions?
made a mistake, Prabhu,
Yeah, Prabhu.
regarding the words. It is 55, I said 54, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Sorry, Prabhu.
No problem, no problem. Even I should, because my daughter have taken out. Oops, my God, changed the thing already. So anyway, what we do now, we all chant one round. Wait, I just pause the thing.